Messi takes home the Ballon d'Or. Real call Pogba interest. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer faces the sack. Pep doesn't want any new signings, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, for last night, we all know the main news. Lionel Messi took home yet another Ballon d'Or. That is number 6 for him, and he is a record maker, the first player in history to ever take home 6 Ballon d'Ors. And was it deserved? I'm going to say yes. Of course it was. You know how I feel about this. To be honest, the Ballon d'Or really doesn't have too much of an impact on the pitch. But in terms of who could have won it, if Messi, Van Dijk, Mane, Salah, maybe even Ronaldo, if any one of those 5 had won it, there wouldn't really be too much complaining. The only thing I do think about the voting is that because of the dominance that Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have had over the last few years, it's forced people to pick sides, Messi or Ronaldo. Now that Ronaldo is out of the running, people are still so immensely loyal to Messi, they're going to choose him over anyone else. No one can create that Messi-Van Dijk sort of challenge, like Messi against Ronaldo, within the space of 1 year. So even if Ronaldo's not in the running, people are still incredibly loyal to Messi, and they'll pick him. That may be one of the reasons he won. The other reason will be that he just had a phenomenal year. He's a ridiculous footballer, and he definitely deserves to win. Of course, Van Dijk would have been an amazing winner as well, having won the Champions League with Liverpool, and it really shows how far Liverpool have come with the fact that 4 of these top 7 in the Ballon d'Or rankings came from Anfield. Elsewhere on the night, and Matthijs de Ligt picked up the Best Young Player of the Year, and Alisson won the inaugural Lev Yashin Trophy for the Best Goalkeeper. Again, fully deserved, and yet another player coming from Liverpool. Megan Rapinoe also won the Women's Ballon d'Or too, after a fantastic year, including winning the Women's World Cup. As for Cristiano Ronaldo, well, he wasn't actually at the ceremony at all. Instead, he decided to go to the Serie A Player of the Year awards, where he picked up the Best Player of the Year. It was almost like he knew he wasn't going to win. But moving on, and to Paul Pogba, whose interest from Real Madrid has apparently cooled off. This is all due to the fact that Zinedine Zidane and the Real Madrid board are putting a lot of trust in Fede Valverde, the Uruguay midfielder, who has really come up trumps for them this season. Since starting his first game of the year in September, he has played all of the Real Madrid games apart from 2 and really been stunning in the centre of midfield. Now, this obviously poses a massive question. If they go and sign Paul Pogba, who is still better than Valverde at the moment, there's no denying it, it would cost them around 150 million. They could easily spend that money on a new contract for Valverde and probably a new contract for the whole of the squad. That's an insane amount of money for someone you're not quite sure is going to be up to that level after his recent poor performances at Manchester United, and for someone who's probably going to stop the progress of Valverde as well. Besides, if Real Madrid do want to go ahead and sign a new midfielder, it's reported that their number 1 target is Fabian Ruiz at Napoli. Of course, he would be a lot cheaper than Pogba. But talking of Pogba and Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has reportedly told the players he faces the sack if they don't win in the next 2 matches. Now, the next 2 games are at home to Tottenham on Wednesday, where they welcome back Jose Mourinho. I say welcome back, he just returns. And on Saturday in the Manchester derby away at the Etihad Stadium. I don't know about you guys, but obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been doing pretty poorly for quite a few weeks now, and the 2-2 draw against Aston Villa on Sunday really showed that. But if you're a chairman, if you're on the board, if you're issuing an ultimatum to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the 2 harshest games you're going to give him are home to Spurs and away to Man City. I mean, apart from playing Liverpool, that's ridiculously difficult. Like, you might as well say to him, yeah, you should beat Aston Villa or a few other poorer teams, no disrespect. But to give him the ultimatum when he's facing 2 of the most difficult games of the season is pretty harsh. And to be honest, he probably will end up losing both of them and eventually losing his job. Of course, this is made ultimately worse by the fact that Mauricio Pochettino, Manchester United's reported number 1 target for quite a few years now does not have a job. Obviously, the former Tottenham manager was sacked, and having been home to his homeland in Argentina, he said he is ready to delve back into football management. So Solskjaer really needs to look out, otherwise Pochettino will be in the hot seat at Old Trafford before he knows it. But from the red side of Manchester to the blue side of Manchester, where Pep Guardiola says that he does not need any more signings. This despite the fact that his side haven't kept a clean sheet in 7 games, and they're currently playing 34-year-old midfielder Fernandinho at centre-half instead of the likes of John Stones and Nicolas Otamendi. Now, we all know that Aymeric Laporte has been out for quite a few months and probably won't return to the end of January, beginning of February. From that point of view, I can see why Guardiola wouldn't want to sign someone big, because then he's going to face a selection issue. But surely they need some sort of cover. In my book, this is down to a bit of arrogance from Guardiola. It looks like he doesn't really want to go and sign anyone because he doesn't want to be seen as a money manager and really wants to prove that his style of play is the best style of play. Forget Otamendi, forget Stones, actual centre-backs. I'm going to throw a central midfielder in central defence because there's something that all of you guys just don't see in football. Come on, Guardiola. I mean, Honestly, I think Fernandinho is a phenomenal midfielder. He's been incredible for City, but he is not cut out to be a top-class centre-back in the Premier League. I mean, you could probably get away with that in La Liga with the likes of Javier Mascherano, because he definitely did a fantastic job. But you just can't do it. Look at your rivals. Virgil van Dijk finished second in the Ballon d'Or, and then you're playing Fernandinho at centre-half ahead of two centre-backs who are actually centre-backs by trade, in Otamendi and Stones. I just can't really see that being a good choice, and I really think Guardiola should at least invest in some sort of centre-back to replace Vincent Kompany, because they didn't do that in the summer. But then again, what do I know? I'm just talking about football on the internet, whereas he is actually a fully qualified football manager. Anyway, moving on, lastly but not least, to the rest of the day's transfer roundup. We start with Inter Milan, who are preparing a cash plus player deal for Federico Chiesa at Fiorentina. Ex-Valencia coach Marcelino has appeared as a candidate for both the Arsenal and the Everton job should Marco Silva be sacked. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is set to reject a load of Premier League offers to return to former club AC Milan. And Manuel Pellegrini has apparently bought himself a little bit of time at West Ham after that victory over Chelsea. So there you have it. That's all from today's daily news. Make sure you let me know your thoughts down below on the Ballon d'Or and everything else. And whilst you're down there, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.